Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How are we all doing today? It is Friday, April the 28th. Oh my God, this month went by super fast. Hope you're all doing well today. I had a lot of interest in today's topic, and it's probably because majority of the people that are in this group are probably going through perimenopause and menopause. And I'm going to be talking about the benefits of strength training during this phase. So thank you, all of you that are joining me today. If you have any questions, I'm just going to Friday. Oh, look at that. That's me. That's me talking. I'm going to put this on a do not disturb so I can monitor any comments or questions or anything like that that you may have while I go through this training today. Pop it in the comment section. Who is joining me right now? Let me see if I can see who's joining me. We have a few of you that are joining me already. Thank you, ladies. Before I get into that, I actually thought I would share a little bit about what I'm doing currently right now for training and nutrition. I shared this on my Instagram story the other day. Thought I'd share it with you guys as well too, because I feel like I don't share enough what I do in my own health and fitness journey. I'm sharing a lot of what I do for my clients, but I wanted to kind of share with you where I'm currently at in my own health and fitness journey. So when it comes to fitness and nutrition, I like to go through phases. I encourage everyone to go through phases, kind of like seasons, if you will, similar to athletes going through seasons. And typically what I do is I like to have like a 12-week lean out phase once a year, depending on what I'm doing. So I do a lot of photo shoots for my brand, or I'm doing fitness photo shoots as well too. So during that 12-week period, I am leaning out for that fitness photo shoot. But the rest of the time, the other 9 months out of the year, what I'm doing is actually building lean muscle mass. So my goal is always to get more lean muscle on my body as much as possible, because I know that that's what's going to help me bring more shape to my body. It's what's going to help me look even more toned and defined overall. So this last building phase, my focus was really on building my glutes and my hamstrings. So in order for me to do that, I did need to eat at maintenance calories or above maintenance calories. So basically this means that I'm not in a dieting phase. I'm eating enough calories to fuel the amount of energy that I'm outputting between my workouts and, just daily activity that I'm doing. I ate a little bit more above maintenance calories because I wanted to build lean muscle mass and really give my body all of the fuel and the tools that it needed in order to help me build lean muscle mass. So I saw huge gains during this building phase, where I was really able to build up my glutes. I wanted more of a shelf on the top of my glutes, and also get really strong hamstrings as well too. So I just want you guys to understand that when we're strength training, when we're lifting weights, we're sending the signal to your body to build lean muscle mass. So while we can still build lean muscle mass, eating in a slight caloric deficit, if you're doing this for a long period of time, it's going to be very difficult for your body to respond the way that you want to. So that's why we can't do very long dieting phases. We have to take some dieting breaks. But when you are sending that signal to your body to build lean muscle mass, just like you're building a home, you want to be giving your body all of the building materials that it needs. So if you're building a home and you don't have the bricks to build that home, you're not going to be able to build the home fully. And it's the same thing when it comes to building lean muscle mass. Okay. If you don't have enough calories coming in to build lean muscle mass, and you're just under eating for a long period of time, it's not going to be as effective. So I spent those 8 or 9 months doing that, and now I'm starting my lean out phase. So what does that mean? I'm eating in a slight caloric deficit. I'm in a I think a 400 calorie deficit, than what I was eating before. And this is helping me to drive body fat loss. So now I'm able to see all of like the hard earned muscle that I was able to build during this building phase. Okay. Because I already have gone through a lean out phase and got to where I want to. And then after that, the fun about that is that you get to build other body parts. And that's the whole fun about strength training. So today, let me cover the benefits of strength training. I'm going to be covering, the benefits of strength training for women that are in perimenopause and menopausal women, and the significant phases that every woman goes through, which are significant phases that every woman goes through in their lifetime. I will discuss what perimenopause and menopause are, their symptoms, and how strength training can help women during these phases. I'm also going to explore why HIIT style and cardio workouts are not the best type of workouts to be doing during perimenopause and menopause. And then I'm going to talk, also back this up with some science backed up research that supports the effectiveness of strength training for women in this phase. So let's talk about what perimenopause and menopause is. So perimenopause and menopause, these are natural biological changes that happen in women's life. Yes, we get to go through this. But it's basically, menopause is when women's cycles stop. They stop menstruating, which is caused by a decline in the reproductive hormone estrogen. And the average age for menopausal women is about 50 to 51 years old. However, this can range. It can happen anywhere between 40 to 58 years old. However, perimenopause, which leads up to menopause, can start as early as women's late 30s and in their early 40s. But during perimenopause, a woman's hormones levels fluctuate, which can lead to irregular periods, hot flashes, night sweats, and other symptoms. So what are some symptoms of perimenopause and menopause? These, I think most of us know hot flashes is a huge symptom of perimenopause and menopause. Night sweats, vaginal dryness, sleep disturbances, mood changes, weight gain, extreme fatigue, and also some reduced bone density. So I want to talk about how strength training can help women during perimenopause and menopause. So it can really be, and it has been proven to be really effective in reducing the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. So here's how I'm going to explain it to you. So it helps you build and maintain lean muscle mass. So as a woman ages, we do tend to lose muscle mass, which can lead to a slower metabolism, weight gain, and reduced bone density. But strength training helps to build and maintain muscle mass, which can help you boost your metabolism, help you with fat loss, and also improve bone density. So there is significant research that supports the benefits of strength training during this phase. A study published by the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that women who did resistance train at least 3 times per week for 6 months experienced increased muscle strength, improved their bone density, and also reduced their body fat percentage. So another study showed that over a 1-year period, they increased their muscle mass by 2.7%, which is huge. They decreased their fat mass by 4.4%, and then also increased their bone density by 1%, which is huge as we're aging to be able to increase that bone density. It reduces the risk of osteoporosis. So during perimenopause and menopause, women are at a higher risk of developing osteoporosis, a condition where bones become weak and brittle due to the decline of hormones. So strength training puts stress on bones, which helps to stimulate the bone growth and increase bone density. So another research published study from the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that resistance training improved bone mineral density in postmenopausal women. and found that strength training improved bone mineral density in pre and post-menopausal women. So it's going to help you with your bone density as you go through this phase and you start losing that bone density. The other really biggest thing is that it helps improve mood. So strength training can help you release endorphins, which can help improve your mood, reduce stress and anxiety. Another study found that resistance training overall improved mood and reduced anxiety in post-menopausal women. Now, the other thing that you guys are probably wondering about is about hot flashes. I know a lot of my clients had hot flashes, and yeah, there are a lot of supplements that you can use. However, with strength training, it can reduce the frequency and also the intensity of hot flashes. Like I've seen this myself with a lot of my clients. They start strength training with me, they start working out, and they're like, I cannot believe how my hot flashes had decreased immensely. And this is the benefits of strength training to help with that. So it actually is saying that it will reduce it by 50% just by incorporating strength training. And for a lot of you watching that are going through this, if you're already strength training and experiencing hot flashes, because I know a lot of you that are watching here today are some of my clients, just know that your hot flashes would probably be 50% more if you are not doing any strength training. Okay, so this is how strength training will help you through perimenopause and menopause. It's really key and important that you incorporate this into strength training. If you're new to strength training, you've never done strength training before, I did do a live training session. You can go in the guide section of my Facebook group or just send me a message and I'll tag you in it on how to get started with strength training. So even if you're doing this at least 3 times a week, you will see huge benefits from lifting weights and building lean muscle mass as you go through perimenopause and menopause. Now, what I do want to talk about is why HIIT style and cardio workouts is not the best for women in perimenopause and menopause. And when I want to talk about this because if you are in this age group, you've probably been brought up or taught that cardio and HIIT style training was the way to work out. However, as we age, this is, first of all, cardio, I don't think it's a great way to use exercise for fat loss and body composition goals. But for the purpose of today's topic, in terms of how it can affect you during perimenopause and menopausal phases, it's not the best thing for you. So what does this include? Like doing group high intensity group fitness classes that involve HIIT style training is not going to be the best for you. And the reason why is that it does increase the stress hormone. So cardio workouts put stress on your body, which can increase your stress hormone like cortisol. High levels of cortisol can lead to weight gain, fatigue, and other health issues. And if you're already going through perimenopause and menopause and already experiencing fatigue and other symptoms, doing these high stress type of anything that you could do to reduce stress is going to be beneficial for you. The other thing too, like these high intensity workouts can be really hard on your joints and muscles, which can increase the risk of injury. And the other thing too is that it can really increase your fatigue as well. So in conclusion, guys, when it comes to this phase and choosing the right type of exercises, the best type of exercise for you to be doing is strength training. And you can start off very slow with the strength training, work yourself up. Of course, if you need any help and you need, all of my clients get a very specific strength training program when they work with me and it's part of their programming. If you need something and you don't know where to start, send me a DM, let's chat. Let's talk about a plan that would work best for you. Out of curiosity, for those of you that are watching now, have any of you, if you want to share, been through or going through this phase, perimenopause or menopause, and have you started strength training, and have you noticed any changes since you've started strength training in terms of your symptoms? I'm just curious if you have, you can pop it in the comment section. If you personally have seen how strength training has helped you during this perimenopausal. Lisa is saying absolutely. What have you noticed in particular, Lisa, in terms of how strength training has helped you? Like, what kind of symptoms has it helped you with or giving you relief with? I'm just curious. With you, Lisa, if you've noticed anything. Like, yeah, I would say one of the biggest things that I notice, and even a lot of clients that I start working with, hot flashes are better. Yeah, this is actually, I was going to just say this, that one of the biggest feedback that I feel, fewer hot flashes. I do some strength training and I notice fewer hot flashes and night sweats as well too. Yeah, I would say that the most common feedback that I get from women in my program is the reduction of hot flashes. I mean, I have not personally experienced this. I'm 44. I am going to be turning 45 this year. So I know my time is coming. I don't know when it's going to come. And Lisa's saying, especially at nighttime, not as bad. Yeah. So even to be able to reduce the hot flashes, that's a huge thing, like a huge thing. Lisa's saying, you're lucky, Sarah. Oh, my time is coming. It's just, we need to embrace this. It's part of life. We know we're going through this. And if there's anything that we can do to help us go through perimenopause and menopause, strength training is the biggest thing that you can do. The other thing that you can do is really managing your stress levels. That is one of the other biggest things that you can do during this phase, is helping you incorporate some stress relieving activities during this phase. So learning how to, whether that be like meditating, maybe it's box breathing. Louisa's saying mine are much better too. Yeah, the hot flashes. So there you go. I'm not even saying it because I'm giving you feedback from what I've heard from my community and my clients, but you're hearing it from some of my clients. Lisa and Louisa are my clients, but Daniela is not. And she's saying that she has also noticed how much strength training has assisted with hot flashes. So out of curiosity, for those of you that are watching here today, how many are you currently strength training? Pop it in the comments section. Yes, if you are. Just curious how many of you are currently on a strength training program or doing any type of strength training. And for those of you that are watching right now, how many of you are doing cardio and HIIT style training, and you are in a, perimenopause or menopausal phase? So Tiffany's yes, Lisa's yes. You guys know where it's at. It's all about strength training. You're in the right direction, and knowing that you're doing what you can to ultimately help you go through this phase a lot better. I mean, there's nothing better than that. 50% reduction in hot flashes just by doing some strength training during perimenopausal and menopausal phase. All right. So when I did hardcore cardio, hot flashes were horrible. Look at that. Yeah, because you're increasing your cortisol levels. And one of the other most important things during perimenopause and menopausal phase is that you try to reduce stress, try to reduce your cortisol levels as much as possible. And if you're doing things like HIIT and high intensity cardio, that is just like the exact opposite of what your body needs. And one thing that I want to say is, like, just because you're strength training and you're not like sweating buckets does not mean that you're not getting a good workout in. Just because you go and do these high intensity classes does not necessarily mean that that's the best type of workout for you. Like, Yes, I mean, I strength train. I don't sweat a lot during my, during my strength training programs, but I see huge body composition changes. Just curious if I'm the only one like this. Like Louisa, my past cardio queens, bunnies. Were you in the mentality before that if you were like sweating really hard and that was like the best workout for you? I'm just curious if anybody else kind of thinks that way, because I feel like a lot of us feel that, if we're not sweating buckets during our workouts, we're not getting, we're not getting a good workout in, compared to now, I'm strength training and maybe I'm not sweating as intensely as I used to, but does not mean that, by any chance I'm not getting a good workout in, or my body is not seeing body composition changes. At the end of the day, yeah, we did. Yeah, I know you guys used to think that. I think a lot of women do that. I mean, I used to think that as well too, until I got education, until I actually learned that, you don't need to be killing yourself on the gym floor. You just need to be doing a very strategic workout plan, and strength training using progressive overload training over time is really going to get you the best results. Lisa, oh yeah, had to burn over you and the burning the 1,000 calories and dripping sweat and thought we were doing awesome. Not exactly. And Lisa and Louisa, they spent years working out like this, and twice a day, they were doing that, and saw no changes, no body composition changes. Now they work out less. It's more strategic because their plan is customized to them. I give them a customized training program. And ladies, tell me, do you feel like you're in the best shape of your life today than you were like a few years ago, doing excessive and workouts like you were before? Like, do you feel like the shape that you're in today is better than you were doing the other things? Just curious, pop it in the comments section. Now I like not having a drenched perm doing my workouts. Yeah, isn't it nice? I love it. I love that. Way better first time I have muscles. Yes, I mean, every week I see your muscles. I see your muscles popping. All right, so thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. If there's any other topics that you want me to talk about, like if you want to know more about perimenopause and menopause and what we could be doing, maybe I've covered like how strength training can impact it, but if you want to learn more about that, let me know. Pop it in the comments section. Louisa says, definitely feeling stronger and more energy. Body is changing. Yeah, at the end of the day, you want results, right? You want to see body composition changes, and you want to make sure that the work that you're putting in is getting you the body that you want at the end of the day, right? So having a strategic plan, and when it comes to nutrition and also strength training combined together, this is what's going to get you there. This is what's going to help you get you to the results that you want and take you to that next level. So if you need any help with that, you guys know where I am. I hope this topic was very, very informative and helpful for you today. If you want to learn anything else, please let me know. For those of you that are watching the replay, send me a message if you have any further questions. If you want to learn how to start strength training, go back and watch the live training that I did on how to start strength training. You can find that in the guide section of the Facebook group here. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Have a good one. Bye.